All my favorite pairs of jeans ripped in about the same place. I mean, your balls are real heavy, bro. Causing a lot of shear. That's what's going on.
Jesus, Randy, your balls!
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to EmKay. My name is Damian Lee, and I have been tasked yet again with taking you all through the most interesting of interesting subreddits. This McDonald's flag at half staff. Oh, who got the Hamburglar? We raise our hats to you. They have to do that when a kid dies in the ball pit. We lost another one. Around 25 snails decided to climb my house wall. Come on, men, to the roof. Forward march! And they're all going as fast as they can. It's a siege, it's a conquest. In the UK, car rental companies give you a wristband for your left wrist to remind you to drive on the left side of the road. That's fun, place on left hand, because, you know, you're in a different country where you're not going to drive the way that you might be used to, so that's a fine reminder, and I would say a helpful reminder. I like that a lot. That's kind of them to do. I'll let you into a little secret. The rental staff don't give these out to everyone. Only to people they think are so dumb they're going to forget which side of the road to drive on. I take back what I said. It is no longer a nice gesture, it is a sneak diss. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna be sneak dissed. The name of this World Heritage Site in Canada is surprisingly violent. Head smashed in Buffalo Jump World Heritage Site. A lot of hyphens there. Yeah, it's in southern Alberta. Very well named, to be honest, because that's exactly what that cliff was used for when natives were hunting buffalo. If you don't know, they would chase the buffalo herd off the cliff to kill them for food and other uses. This reduced the risk of hurting themselves when hunting them. Edit. This is a rhetorical question for all the people who commented, "It wasn't named after that." Why were the buffalo jumping off the cliff in the first place? I don't know, maybe they were adrenaline junkies. Who am I to say? Who am I to intrude on that, really? Phone charger broke in such a way where both prongs came out and were stuck in the outlet when I unplugged it. Oh, fuck. Good luck taking that out ever again, dude. Uh-oh. Yeah, that. Yeah, that's staying in there. No one uses that outlet now. Just cover it up. Tape it down. I get to watch the Airbus Beluga fly past my window almost every day. Oh, hell yeah, man. Damn, that's a big ass in front of that plane. Well, what's up with that? Why? Is it like a double decker? What is the Airbus Beluga? I would assume it's a double decker plane or something, right? That has like 2 floors or something. What the hell is going on? So the Airbus Beluga, it's a specialized wide body airliner, and it's typically used to transport either aircraft parts or outsized cargos, which is fascinating. I didn't know that is, what they were, and they've developed into what's called the Airbus Beluga XL, which is, I think it's what we're seeing there. Fascinating. So like if you have like aircraft wings or something like that, it gets carried in this. They look silly as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. I can see why it's been given the Beluga name. Not a cool name for a plane at all. Anti-theft spam in Hawaii. What's going on in Hawaii that we're putting all the spam and anti-theft cases? Is this something I can learn? Is this something I can learn about? $2.50. Are we really? Is this a what, an epidemic? Just absolute pandemonium for spam? So I would imagine they have it locked up because spam is like a staple in Hawaii. Like if you go to a 7-Eleven, they're gonna have spam. McDonald's in Hawaii is also the only McDonald's in the world to sell spam on their menu. And I don't want to hear, Damien, what about the fucking McDonald's China spam and Oreo burger? No, that was one day only. That doesn't count. They're doing McDonald's spam in Hawaii constantly. You got the local breakfast platter with spam, eggs, and rice. That is what they serve, all right? And the reason they take it so seriously there, I would imagine, is probably because in World War II, that was like probably just a huge like staple food, right? Like for rationing, I could imagine in wars that was huge, you know? It probably it stuck. And so now there's spam sushi, the spam burgers, spam stuffed rice cakes. Spam is serious business in Hawaii. It makes seeing the anti-theft device make a lot more sense. I corrected the apartment directional signs. Oh, nice. Yeah. So what, 300 to 321 was on the right, and 323, 325, and 328 was on the left? That's wrong. I'm guessing your version of it is up here, right? Where it's 313 to 322, 324, and 326 is on the right, and 300 through 312, 323, 325, and 328 are on the left. That would make sense, seeing as we're missing a couple apartment numbers on the sign that's on the placard. That would make sense to me that the one you're holding is the revised one. You're doing a good service. You're doing a good deed. My barber covered a bullet hole with a sticker of George Clooney's head. Well, yeah, you wouldn't shoot at George Clooney, would you? So there's not going to be another bullet hole there anytime soon. This was a smart decision by the barber. George Clooney is a goddamn national treasure. Orbit's beverage I purchased from a gas station in 1997. Still frozen in time. Dude, I've talked about Orbit's before on the channel. It's kind of a bummer that this went out of style because boba's huge now. So you would think that Orbit's could make a comeback, right? Students do not touch. I'm glad that we're warning them to not mess with it. On a road trip with friends in 1997, we stopped at the gas station in Indiana and saw these drinks. This was pre-boba drink pop culture. Nothing like this had existed to our knowledge. We tried them in the van, declared them disgusting, and I vowed to save an unopened one forever for absolutely no reason. I ended up bringing it to work when I was an elementary teacher, and it became a fixture in all of my classrooms, no matter what school or city I taught in. Kids were obsessed with it, even wrote stories about it. When students would come back to visit me year after year, they loved seeing that it was still there. I left teaching 13 years ago. I pivoted my career many times, but I'm keeping it until I die for absolutely no reason. Maybe it'll be worth $1 million someday. Probably not, but I'm gonna pretend. Well, it's cool to hold on to because you're like you're saying, this is pre-boba drink pop culture where boba's now huge in the States and we're like, oh, we have the popping boba, we have this boba. I really think Orbit's could try to make a comeback and would do pretty well. Cause even like there's soda with popping boba now too. If you go to certain restaurants, like I know at Del Taco, they'll do like Sprite with popping boba. This is something that they do, you know? I bit into an apple with red flesh. Gross. All right, well, let's find out what curse you've just gained. So there's actually a couple of apples with red flesh. Pink pearls are one, but those are greener than the one that we're seeing here. From my research, I think this is a Kissabel apple, and a Kissabel apple were bred in France, which is pretty cool. I don't know if these are Lucy Rose apples, because I looked at those too, and it could be that. It looks pretty similar to that as well with the dotting. You know what I mean? So it's definitely something like that, but it's not unusual, it's not unnatural, and I've heard they're very delicious. So you got yourself a little treat, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy that. Black and white patterned fox spied on a PNW island. Oh shit, this thing looks fucking awesome. What the hell? Oh my, the white tip on the tail. This looks like a shiny Pokemon, bro. This is awesome. It's actually the silver version of a red fox. So it is a shiny. I had one in college until my roommate left the door open one day. Poor Malenko. Oh, that makes me sad. Well, this was a fun anecdote until we're remembering. We're in remembrance now. Built an older bookcase full of functional power strips. Oh, this is fucking sick. I love when style and function meet. Like seeing this on my desk, I have a clamp that is just a power strip. So that way I can plug things in because my desk is a standing desk. So I didn't want things to drag or wires to get tugged on. So having something functional, I love stuff like this. So that way you can get a little light fixture installed in here if you wanted one. Oh, there's so much you could do here. I love stuff like this. It's so fun. Brazilian remote has a specific button for soccer. They take that serious, man. I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure this is Smart Hub. This is a Samsung TV. I'm pretty sure I've seen the Smart Hub stuff before. Hell yeah, dude. They got that on lock. They got the football button ready to go. Found an old liquid fire extinguisher while renovating an old house. What the fuck? This is awesome. I mean, it makes sense that this exists, like a liquid fire extinguisher. I've just never seen one at all. It never occurred to me that they exist or that this was something that was sold or had in homes, you know? Those are cool. They're filled with carbon, tetrachloride typically, so not something you really want to break. They do sell for a premium if you have local buyers. Shipping involves a hazmat fee, so it's not worth it. That's fucking cool, man. How much would these go for? And what the fuck is carbon tetrachloride? You're hitting me with words I didn't know until today. So just so we're clear, carbon tetrachloride is a non-flammable liquid with a sweet odor that used to be used in fire extinguishers, but it is severely toxic to the liver, to the kidneys, to the central nervous system. It has ozone depleting properties. It's just not good to use. So just typically not something you want to have just hanging out in the world, you know? Sign at a school bus depot near where I work. Have you checked your bus for sleeping kids? Wasn't there something recently? I'm pretty sure there was something I read recently about like a bus driver like not checking the bus before they left, and there was like a 3-year-old or something in like freezing weather. I'm pretty sure I just read that. This is like something that you need to do if you're driving a bus. It's like make sure that everyone has left the vehicle. This is a genuinely important thing. This chunk of marble glued to the inside of this clock I bought. That's fucking cool, but why? Why is that there? So there's no like cool sciencey reason or anything why this exists. Do you want to know why there's a rock inside the clock? To make it heavier, because we associate the weight of a product with the quality of a product. We think, oh, this is hefty, it's got weight to it, this must be really good quality. So I found Trump cigarettes in Vietnam. Yeah, Trump American blend. If you want to smoke like the president does,
I don't drink or smoke.
Take a puff of freedom, Trump. I opened my dessert and it smiled back at me. Oh, well, that's nice. Hi, little guy. You ready to be eaten? Oh, you look like you're a delicious pudding cup, aren't you? My favorite. Snack time. Drawings my 4-year-old made before and after being in timeout for hitting his little sister. So that's before, all smiles and happiness, and then... Yeah, I mean, the kid, you gotta learn, man. You don't hit your sister. That's the only sibling you got, all right? You gotta learn to treat people nicely and not hit people. That's important. You know, I get it. Timeout sucks, man. Boo. We all hate it, but you gotta learn. You know, man, you can't be going around doing that. It's not respectful. Funny pencil earring I found cleaning my room. Oh, I don't think that's an earring. I'm gonna be so honest. I think you shoved that in your ear. Not everything you put in your ear is an earring, ma'am. All right. If I'm gonna have to go ahead and call hijinks on this one. Not every single thing you shove in your ear can be called an earring. This is, I don't know. It looks like it's, you know, it does not look like, I'm sure it probably is an earring. But you know what would be cool? I guess it is being a cool thing for teachers, right? Like the earring, I don't know. It would be a lot of fun. It'd be fun for an academic or something. This group of 3 cranes and a goose like to hang out in my neighborhood. It's a gang, and he's blended in. They don't know that he's not one of the boys. He has successfully immersed himself in this group. He's infiltrated. This Halloween wreath looks like it's decorated with unlit cigarettes. Oh. Yeah, because that's the season. That's funny. I was ready to look at it and see if it was like just like a themed wreath and it was gonna be like something from a movie. No, it looks like it's unlit cigarettes. They've got us good. Long ass butts on those cigarettes though. Paid with 100 and got 3 different 20s. Oh shit, yeah, like throughout the eras too. That's cool as fuck, man. Which one of these would be I feel like the one at the very bottom has gotta be the oldest 20, right? This thing looks fucking ancient. I wouldn't spend it. It looks cool as fuck, dude. I love that look of like old currency. God, look at that, that's fun. My public safety teacher has a bolt from the Twin Towers after the collapse. That's gotta be a really cool thing to own. That's pretty crazy. How do you even get in possession of such a crazy artifact? Salsa dripped onto my copper bottom pot and turned blue. Ah, that's because of the acidity, would it not be? The acidity from the salsa turning blue when it hits the copper? I would guess that's what that's from. My small pack of gummy sharks contained 1 gummy dolphin. He was running in with him, man. When in a group of sharks, be a dolphin. That's the moral of the story. That's what they're trying to convey. Got a solid wood and metal birthday invite for a stranger in an unmarked golden envelope. Address removed. Whoa, Hattie White's 100th birthday party. Are you going? I mean, were you, this feels like you were invited, man. I would go. This seems like a once in a lifetime opportunity, and with how well designed this is, I feel like I feel like you have to, right? Like this is incredibly designed. The invitation alone makes it feel like a premium experience. I would go. Apparently that's Jay-Z's grandmother, by the way. I had to look it up. Jay-Z's grandmother is named Hattie White. She will be 100 this year. Are you are you being invited to Jay-Z Mama's birthday? Go ahead, dude. Like, imagine the story. You have the invitation. You get in, you get to party with the stars. Best case, you're partying with Jay-Z and Beyonce celebrating Mama White's 100th birthday. Worst case, you talk about the time you almost did something cool. Take the chance, bro. Take the chance. You know what I mean? Why not? What's the worst that could happen? My son eats his watermelon down to the skin. Horrifying. Horrifying thing that your son does here. He leaves no part until he's gonna use the rind for something else. Incredible work from your son, but frightening at the same time. The squeeze ball at the donation center is a little propane tank. Well, that's fun. That's fun because you can't squeeze those normally. They'll explode if they're, given too much force. So it's fun to have one that you can squeeze. I like that. That's well thought. H&M tags have RFIDs in them. Okay, that makes sense. Is that to detect if it's being taken out of the store? What's RFID for? I would assume that it's to prevent shoplifting, but even on the tag, this isn't like something they're hiding from you. On the tag itself, it says RFID. They're telling you that it's there. I'm very curious. It's more than likely theft prevention. And it's not like a big die block, so you're not gonna be like, oh, it's obvious that it's theft prevention. I don't know. It doesn't stop someone from stealing, obviously, but if you're ripping off tags, it builds a case, right? It's the prevention is all about having enough evidence of the theft to get them on it. That's all stores do that, Target does that. If you're walking out with a piece of candy from Target, they're not gonna stop you. But if you do that every time, eventually they're gonna be like, hey man, what's going on with all that? There's a sink in the middle of this fast food restaurant lobby for customers to wash their hands. Because they're not doing it in the bathroom. Wait, what restaurant is this? Sorry, new Portuguese crunchy rapa. Oh, this is not in America, but this looks delicious. Look at that stuff up there, man. Whatever this place is looks tasty. I'm in, dude. Flame rewards dollars, and they gotta pay the rewards app. Look at that. So if you're a real fatty, you get to go in on that. I don't know. I like that. I like the sink in there. That's fun. That's well, not fun, but that's considerate. You know what I mean? I appreciate detail like that. It shows that they're going above and beyond. At least to me, that's what it feels like they're doing for the customer. I like seeing that. My thumb, 20 months after I cut it with a utility knife. Yeah, that scar's looking gnarly, man. I'm glad it's healed up nice, but you got a story to tell on that. I wonder how you got that cut. Obviously, utility knife, but was it an accident? Were you cutting something and just, right on the thumb? Yeesh. Today I saw an old Ford pickup truck with a license plate whose registration expired June of 1983. And yeah, there it is. He's never gotten that fucking thing replaced. Never once. Did the truck have farm use painted on it somewhere? In many states, you don't have to register it as long as you've done that and use it in the restricted ways that lets you legally. I mean, maybe, but that's fascinating. I didn't know that if it had farm use painted on it, you didn't have to register it. It makes sense, because who's going to go out of their way to register a farm vehicle that's only being used for the farm? But it's still fascinating. There's a lot of stuff with farming that you just don't think about because, you're not a farmer. This truck has a picture of itself on the back. Goddamn narcissist. It's just their home repair service, but they got a whole picture of the truck on it. That's funny. I mean, commercial kitchen repair. When you see the big gray truck with a picture of itself on the back, you're in good hands. Two entrances to this vet clinic separated by type of animal. Was it by, dog/pig entrance, because we know they're in the same. Cat/exotic entrance. That's nice. It leads into the same lobby, though. There's no treating your critters like our critters. That's adorable. I love that they're taking care of everything there, too. That's nice. But again, it all leads to the same lobby, which kind of cracks me up. This urinal flush has a lock over it to prevent theft. I need to know what they're stealing in there. To prevent theft of what? Is there gold in the urinal cakes? What's happening? What are they stealing? A wedding ring vending machine in a subway station in Taipei City, Taiwan. That's actually bizarre. I mean, I guess if you want to get it done right away, if you're in a rush, then you need to buy a wedding ring that day. You see there's Disney brand jewelry in there too? Oh, Disney brand wedding rings as well. These aren't wedding rings. There's no way. I see Disney brand on like every box there. The wedding just says it on the front. These are not wedding rings. I refuse to believe that. This sign on a hiking trail thanking a good Samaritan. Hey Zach, on Saturday the 26th of June 2025, you stopped to help a stranger. You stayed with me while I experienced a heart attack. On top of that, you also assisted me in relaying information to 911 and eventually I helped lead EMTs to my location. I cannot express enough gratitude for your humanity, care, and concern. May this world meet you with the same kindness and grace in all things that you do. Rodney. That's adorable. This is sweet. He couldn't find him personally, so he just left a sign in hopes that he would see it. I like that. That's very heartwarming. Shout out Rodney. Shout out Zach. Shout out the woods that they're in, I guess. This coffee shop repurposed an old swimming pool for its seating area. Again, this is dope. This is fun. I don't know if they didn't want to repaint it or anything, but they added the stairs. Repainting it would have been too tall of an order, but we need the stairs so people can get in and out of the pool, which I like. I like that they added that. That's at least a quality comfort. They could have just kept the ladder there, and that would have been a pain in the ass. Is that a no diving sign there too? Especially now, right? Now, if ever there was a time to not dive in the pool, it'd be when all the water's drained and it's no longer a pool, right? Gotta remind people just in case anyone gets any bright ideas. My dad bought me a gun that shoots potatoes. Oh, hell, really? Oh, it's taking out, I see. It's taking out little chunks of tater and firing them off. I mean, yeah, you got the spud gun, dude. Use it wisely.